A major education decision in Texas is reigniting the debate over religion in public schools. Thanks for joining us this morning. Good to see you. I'm Vanessa Broussard. The Texas State Board of Education has approved a required reading list that includes Bible passages for public school students. The measure passed 9 to 5 and will begin rolling out in 2030, starting with elementary schools. Supporters say the Bible is essential to understanding American history and literature. Critics, however, they argue the policy blurs the line between church and state and limits local control over classroom instruction. Texas officials say parents may request that their children be excused from lessons that conflict with their religious or moral beliefs. You can join the conversation online right now. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Also in Texas, the state Democrat convention was this weekend, and it was a show, to say the least, full of sick and twisted talk, as you can imagine. James Tallarico, that's their candidate, going up against current Attorney General Ken Paxton for Senate in November. Now, as you know, Tallarico is for trans kids. He believes God is non-binary, and that Texas is a state, it's known for its cattle, but he wants to cut out beef from your meals. Here he is this weekend saying Texans are narrow-minded. Watch.
But the current political landscape is too small for Texas. The politics of this state is narrow-minded and short-sighted.
Short-sighted. Texans are narrow-minded, he says, and they're not open to new ideas. Well, if you listen to the Democrat ideas, who would want to be open to that? Listen.
Next time they say that James is trans, we're all trans. When they say James is a gay tofu eating vegan, we're all gay tofu eating vegans. And when they say James is going to hell, we'll say we're all going to hell. But joke's on them.
So they'll all go to hell for their twisted ways. The people are sick. When asked in a recent interview what he was most thankful for besides family, James Tallarico said, trans kids. That was his answer. And all those Democrats at the convention center that you just saw, they cheer for that. And they not only cheer for it, they cheer that they'll go to hell for him. They're truly sickos. And this is why they're putting Bible readings back in Texas schools to fight the evil in the state, trying to corrupt it. U.S. Navy and Air Force fighter jets conducting strikes on 10 Iranian military targets at multiple locations in and near the Strait of Hormuz. This was in response to Iran's drone attack on the strait last week. The president posting United States aircraft just struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar sites for violating the ceasefire agreement again. He says it is very possible that they will never learn. He says there may come a point when we are no longer able to be reasonable with them, force more military action. And he says if that happens, the Islamic Republic of Iran will no longer exist. Now, after the strike, both countries agreed to halt further attacks for now. That's the current agreement. They're preparing to resume diplomatic talks in Qatar tomorrow. Now, the goal is to prevent the conflict from escalating and to work toward a more lasting agreement. Both Washington and Tehran have accused each other of violating the temporary ceasefire. Again, they are meeting tomorrow. Now on the Supreme Court ruling on temporary protected status. The court ruled last week 6-3 that the Trump administration can move forward with ending temporary protected status for Haitian and Syrian nationals living in the United States. Joshua Phillip with the Epic Times with us this morning. Joshua, good to have you on the show to talk about this. This is huge. This affects 350,000 Haitians, 6,000 Syrians. Now, for the Haitians, they came here after the 2010 earthquake in their country, and then their stay was extended, but that was 16 years ago. What are your thoughts on this decision from the Supreme Court?
Yeah, well, on the Trump side, that's been the argument. It's called temporary protection status, and they were like, "Well, what does that whole temporary thing mean if they come here and they can just stay forever?" On the Democrat side, they're actually talking about looking to maybe give them permanent residence as a way to keep them here. Although I don't think they're going to be able to do it. But I think this is a key ruling. Basically, it means, look, America, we will give you safe haven. We might, allow you to take refuge during a time of crisis, but you have to go back eventually. Temporary protection status is not like, you become a citizen. On the Democrat side, also, they're saying, well, look, about a third of the Haitians work in the healthcare industry. The problem we have with Americans right now, frankly, is we've been finding a lot of people are doing healthcare scams. So we don't even know the validity of these types of jobs anymore. It's like it has created such doubt over the basic integrity of the immigration system that I think maybe for a lot of Americans, we really wonder, well, can we trust anything at this point? I do think that the process the Trump administration is setting up is, look, you have to go home, unless you can demonstrate a clear threat to your life, you have to go home. And if you really want to migrate here, there are clear channels for that. Temporary protection status is not one of them.
You're absolutely right. And it's been, again, 16 years. And so if they were here for 16 years, don't you think during that time, if you really wanted to stay, and I know a lot of those are hardworking Haitians who come here and they're really trying to, you know, make a better lives for themselves, but wouldn't you apply for permanent status during that time? That's a long time. We're not talking about a couple of months here. This is almost 2 decades that this has been going on, that they have been here. They've extended their status. And I guess they just thought that it was going to keep extending and they could just, ride that card for eternity. I don't know. But you're right. On the Republican side, it's, this is not going to extend again. And you either need to apply for a permanent status or go home. The court, which is also huge, rejecting claims that the administration's decision was racial discrimination, which is huge because that's what the left will want America to believe, that this was a racial deal. But the court made sure to put that in their brief that that was not the case.
Yeah. Well, that's the easy legal term for it because, Democrats tend to use that a lot. The Civil Rights Act does create pretty broad usage of discrimination. And so it's kind of the free ticket. You can tag on discrimination with anything and you have a clear court case for it. They can say that voter ID is discrimination. They can say that redistricting is discrimination. They can basically say that any policy anywhere is discrimination because it might affect one group more than another. And they can claim, well, it's women, it's trans, it's, whatever part of the world you come from, it can be anything. Obviously, third world migration involves people from these countries. And so obviously everybody from any country other than the United States is from another country. Therefore, any policy that affects any group of people, you can call it discrimination if it affects them. So temporary protection status, obviously third world migration mostly. And on that front, yeah, you could say it's discrimination because obviously, TPS impacts people from third world countries. I think it's a ridiculous argument, and I don't think anybody thought it was going to hold up, and of course, it did not in the end. So that is
Right. And
a
we
good
have
move, I think.
absolutely. And we have reaction from Stephen Miller. He was at the White House just moments after the Supreme Court came down with that ruling. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Do you expect the administration to deport anyone who loses TPS status as a result of this ruling?
Well, of course, if you no longer have status in this country, then you're supposed to be deported. And in particular, in the case of the Haitians, the Biden administration flew over vast numbers. It's hard to know the exact number, but there are probably more than 1 million illegal immigrants from Haiti. That's not counting the border crossings into the United States. So these are people who've only been here for a few months, who are receiving welfare, whose all their ties, all their social connections, all their family is back in their home country of Haiti. And of course, that's where they should go. Yes,
And he says that's where they should go. Now, the Department of Homeland Security can proceed with ending these protections. So we'll see, Joshua, what the next move is. I also want to bring up right now, because this is very big and it's being talked about at the Supreme Court at this hour. We're waiting for, in the next 30 minutes, the Supreme Court will convene. A lot of people thinking that if today is not the day. It will be this week that a decision is handed down on birthright citizenship. That's a huge ruling we're waiting on.
And actually, in my personal interpretation of the Constitution, I do not think birthright citizenship will hold up. And this is important basically because, many people say on the course of the Democrat side, well, look, you're born here, you stay here. They go back to a ruling, going back to like more than well over 100 years ago, right? Effectively, the interpretation from the Supreme Court this was based on was not about illegal immigration. The individual they're talking about was born to Chinese. The original court case on this was Chinese parents, but they were permanent. They were permanent residents. They had a kid here. The kid was born in the U.S., and then that was the nature. There's a difference between being a U.S. permanent resident versus an illegal alien or someone on a tourist visa, and I think that will be what the Supreme Court takes into account with this. I think they might draw a clear line. I think at most they may extend birthright citizenship maybe to visa holders. I think that the issue of illegal immigrants or people just crossing over or people doing birth tourism, they need to close that gap. And I do believe that we're probably not going to come out with something like absolute, like absolutely you come here and it is not going to be a citizen, but they might meet it halfway. And the halfway point, I do think, is going to write off no, being an illegal immigrant coming here and having a kid does not give your kid status.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And I'm with you on that, Joshua, because this is going to be huge and affect our country for years to come. And again, we could see this as soon as today, a decision from the Supreme Court. Before we wrap up, you have a new show that's out on YouTube. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I have a new show. It's called the Josh Phillips Show, and it's in-depth reporting, some on-the-ground reporting, leaning into some of my work, which I've been an investigative journalist for 20 years, looking into I think trying to give deeper insights into a lot of the key issues, and so hope people enjoy it. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
All right, sounds good. Joshua, always a pleasure to have you on. Thanks for stopping by this morning.
Thank you so much.
Now to Venezuela, where search and rescue teams continue to work around the clock, saying they are trying to save everyone they can, who they can, after last week's two massive earthquakes. These pictures show a baby, look at that, being rescued by crews from the rubble. What an amazing rescue right there. The confirmed death toll has now climbed to more than 1,400, with over 3,000 injured. Hundreds of aftershocks have been recorded, complicating rescue efforts. International search and rescue teams from the U.S. and other countries have joined in the response. Venezuela remains under a state of emergency. We'll continue to update you on what's going on there. A lot of sad stories coming out of Venezuela, but also a lot of heartwarming stories as well. Now to a January 6th bombshell report. New this morning here on Lindell TV, real evidence of a coordinated federal effort to criminalize, suppress evidence, and weaponize the justice system against J6 defendants. Attorney Peter Tickton joining us this morning with details on the hundreds of pages of sworn allegations. Mr. Tickton, good to see you this morning. Now, you are representing 12 people from J6. What can you tell us about what's in your report?
Okay, it's not a report. It's literally a complaint filed in the federal court in Washington, D.C. And this is 12 out of about 400 that we're going to be representing. We already represent over 300, and we're signing up probably in at least another 100, if not more than that. Because, when the weaponization, we were doing this anyway, and we were doing this from the start. We would never have been able to pull this together from the time the weaponization fund ended. But, this is the way that the J6ers need to get relief. And for all those people out there that have any questions and think that, the J6ers are bad people, the J6ers are insurrectionists and so on, they have it all backwards. Everything that we have in our complaint, we're prepared to back up with evidence. We've got the evidence. We know what we're talking about. And believe me, J6 was planned in advance by the left. It was not something that occurred spontaneously on January 6th. So, and that's where we take it to. I didn't want to bring a complaint about January 6th without talking about the whole aspect of January 6th, and that actually starts together with the rigged election of 2020. So we have evidence of the rigged election of 2020. We put in enough in the complaint that just makes sense. And people have no choice. They have to look at what we all know to be true. I mean, there's a reason the J6ers went to Washington on that, and they were there for that day, and it's because we knew, they knew, and most of the country knew that something was wrong. When you stop the count, no count had ever been stopped in any state of war or weather or inclement weather or fire or anything else. And all of a sudden you have 4 states that stop the count at the same time where Donald Trump is ahead. And in each one of those states, you have this magic thing that happens where all the votes or almost all the votes are going for Biden after the polls are closed. And in that second of time, you have these incredible numbers that are all of a sudden Biden is ahead of Donald Trump. We all knew that the fix was in. You have to be an idiot not to read it with Trump derangement syndrome. But one way or the other, those that had open minds, those who were intelligent, understood exactly what was going on. And this is the most important thing of our lives, where our nation was being overtaken by who? We knew it wasn't Biden. I mean, he was the guy. His name was on it. But we knew that Biden couldn't fix an election. He couldn't fix a flat tire. So we knew that it was much more. And so the J6s, they went to Washington. They were the head of the spear of the social movement against what had happened to us, and that's why they had to be targeted. And they were targeted by a plan that was started well in advance, way before the election, by the globalists that are responsible for it. We've got it. We've got the proof. We actually have videotapes of their meetings, for God's sakes. We have the evidence, and we can substantiate it all.
Wow. So you have this video proof. This has been turned in, correct?
I'm not sure who may have turned it in. I've been trying to get some of this evidence into the hands of people, even people representing Donald Trump. And the funny thing is, this all comes from originally a task that Donald Trump had me do for him for 9 months. I was marshaling the evidence on January 6th. That's why I know so much about it, and this is the evidence that's coming forth at this point in time to prove what happened. Almost all of the J6 people were peaceful people. They came, they stood there, they prayed, and they were singing "God Bless America." And in the middle of their prayers, in the middle of their songs, all of a sudden the Metropolitan Police started bombarding them with percussion grenades and tear gas, and ultimately GS gas, which is a gas that in wartime is a criminal offense to use. And they used it on our J6ers, which has a tremendous effect. You feel like you're suffocating, you can't breathe, and it also causes you to become enraged and angry. And this is what they intentionally inflicted upon these people. And then they ushered them into the Capitol building, and then they charged them for being in the Capitol building, and they put them in jail, in prison for years, including solitary confinement. They were terrible to these people. They had to be, because they when you rig an election, you're stealing a country. And there's 72 different countries that Venezuela was doing this to. We're going to be hearing, and I don't have it for myself, but I know that we're going to be hearing from Maduro. We got him. We got him for a reason, and it wasn't just cocaine and fentanyl. It was because of his exporting election fraud to 72 different countries, of which we're just one of them.
I'm glad you mentioned and brought up Maduro, because we haven't heard his name in a while, Mr. Tixon. And you're absolutely right. Venezuela's connection to the 2020 election, a lot of scrutiny there. And we hope that you're absolutely right, that capturing him did not just have to do with his criminal activity there in the country of Venezuela for drugs. It also had to do with his dealings with the 2020 election. But yes, looking at this, what you filed, we have, different pages of this to show, You have hundreds of pages of sworn allegations, again, representing 12 people in this specific one that we're talking about today. This is a pattern of conduct that the public has never seen before. So, this is all new for the first time being put out to the public from these J6ers who you represent.
Yes, and you don't need to be a lawyer to read this. This is plain, simple English, and it's quite a story. This complaint itself is 92 pages. What's behind it are the hundreds of pages, and what's referred to in the footnotes as well. But this is for the public to read. This goes into everything because there was coordination between the DOJ and the judges rather, that were cases and how unfair they were. I mean, these things all need to come to light. The federal court system is one that has been working in the dark for far too long. There's no TV cameras permitted. There's no recording that you're allowed to do. And as a result, the only way to see anything that's going on in the federal court is to actually go to that courthouse yourself. And so I'm going to be pushing in these cases. I'm going to be moving, and I'm sure these motions are going to be going to the Supreme Court. But I'm going to be moving to open the doors. Let's put some light in those courtrooms. Let's stop working in the dark in the federal courts. Let's get TV cameras in there. Let's stop this nonsense of being in the dark ages.
Absolutely right. Be transparent with everything. What are you hoping comes out of this?
Well, for one thing, and the obvious thing is we want compensation for the J6ers. Their lives have been uprooted and destroyed to such an extent, it's hard to even imagine. I mean, it all starts at the very beginning when they arrested them. Here we had people who had lawyers, clients in, will voluntarily surrender. And instead, at 5 o'clock in the morning, they go to their house and smash in their door, pull them out in their underwear in the cold. And the parents are afraid to do anything because they see all these red dots all on their children's chests from the sights from their guns and rifles that are aimed at their children. That's how it begins. And believe me, it gets worse from there. Imagine solitary confinement for these people for nothing, being forced to plead guilty, or else having the thought of having others charged or your sentence increased to over 20 years. This is what was being done. And when you look at it, it's so unfair. It's crazy, but they were there. They were in power. They had won the election, so they were able to do this to us. If it hadn't been for Donald Trump being able to win the 2024 election, our rights would be completely gone at this time. And that didn't happen by chance. They were taking that election too, but we were able to, not we, but Patrick Byrne and others were able to center in on a data center in Serbia, in Belgrade, Serbia. If they hadn't knocked that out, we would have Kamala Harris as our president right now. And a lot of MAGA people would be in prison right now for the nothing that they did for the J6ers. We need to make sure the J6ers get treated correctly here because they're the tip of the spear. They're the tip of what is either going to be treated unfairly or the tip of what's going to emerge into another section and another era of a free, prosperous America.
You're absolutely right. We not only dodged a bullet, Mr. Tickton, we dodged an asteroid with not having Kamala Harris in office because it would be so much worse for the J6ers and all of America if that were to be the case. We appreciate you fighting for the J6ers, and we encourage everyone to read this complaint in its entirety. Where can they do so?
Well, Gateway Pundit has it online. I'll put it on my site on legalbrains.com. I'll make sure it gets on there today, the PDF of it, so you can go to it. Legalbrains.com. I'll make sure it's there.
Okay, and we'll make sure we put it up on LINDELLTV.com as well after this broadcast. Mr. Tickton, always a pleasure to have you on the show today. Thanks for fighting for everyday Americans. We appreciate you.
I do what I can, and thank you so much. I really love the interview.
Thank you. President Trump, he made an unannounced visit to Lafayette Square just north of the White House to personally inspect the park's ongoing restoration project. He was joined by Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. The renovation and cleanup is part of the administration's effort to prepare D.C. for America's 250th birthday. President Trump saying this in a very lengthy post. Look at this. Almost all of the statues, monuments, and fountains have been completely renovated and restored after years of graffiti, abuse, and vandalism. He mentioned the vandals who destroyed the reflecting pool and how it is now undergoing renovations yet again. He then announced, this is a fun one, that the East Potomac Golf Links, a great golf course in Washington, D.C., will be restored. That's next on his list. And it will be made available to the public as well as hosting major golf tournaments. He said it will soon be a place designed for the highest standards of golf. When we come back, inside the cockpit, a flyover over Washington, D.C. for America's birthday. And as we go to break, a message from President Trump.
Thank you to all of the true American patriots of Faith and Freedom Coalition. You've been with me from the beginning. With the help of many people in this room, 18 months ago, we won the most consequential election victory in American history. And in our 250th year, we will make our nation stronger and safer, better, more prosperous, and more faithful than ever before. Since 1776, America's story has been a tale of freedom, overcoming oppression, good defeating evil, and faith overcoming every challenge. We will continue to defend our values, our traditions, our faith, and our freedom. And we ask that God will continue to bless the United States of America, and God will bless the United States of America because of people like you. Thank you very much, and happy Independence Day, everybody. Thank you.
Mike Lindell here. The radical left and the deep state aren't just coming for our freedoms, they're coming after our money too. For years, they've been destroying our economy from the inside out with reckless spending, open borders, woke policies that crush our businesses. And now they've left us with an inflation disaster that's wiping out the savings of our hardworking families. They don't want us to be independent. They want us to be dependent on the government. Well, that's not going to happen on my watch. That's why I partner with American Independence Gold. It's a veteran-owned company that's helping patriotic Americans fight back by protecting our savings with real physical gold and silver. And right now they're giving away up to $15,000 in free silver and a free gold IRA kit. A portion of all the profits go to 9/11 first responders and veterans at the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. The deep state can't touch your gold, so visit MikeLindellGold.com or call 844-714-4653 right now. That's MikeLindellGold.com. Take back control. You know, most people think water's just about filtration, but in reality, it's about balance. What gets removed, what gets left behind, and how the water actually behaves once you drink it. Well, many traditional systems focus on one thing, removal. Reverse osmosis, for example, strips water down completely. It may sound ideal, but it removes minerals that our bodies need. The Century Wellness System was designed with a different philosophy. It removes common contaminants like chlorine, fluoride, and PFAS, while restoring key minerals like magnesium and improving alkalinity. It also does all this without tanks and without wastewater, and without requiring a complicated installation. It installs in about 15 minutes under your sink, so instead of overcorrecting, it brings your water back into balance. Please visit CenturyH2O.com and use promo code Lindell for 10% off your next purchase. Well, hello everyone. Well, I'm turning 65, and let me tell you, Medicare has me confused. All the junk mail and the robocalls and everything else, it honestly feels like they rigged the system just to confuse us. Well, that's why I partnered and working with Chapter. They're independent and they don't work for big insurance. They work for us. In fact, they're the only advisor that compares every single plan nationwide to find what actually fits your needs. If you're on the right plan, they tell you. If you're not, they're going to help you switch. And it's completely free. Just last year, seniors saved about $1,100 by finding a better plan with Chapter. So call Chapter at 234-LINDELL or go to askchapter.org/Lindell.
Welcome back to My Mornings. We are entering the second week of the All-American State Fair in Washington, D.C. It really renews your love for our country, watching all of the beautiful videos coming in from the nation's capital. Let's start with this one, the flyovers. We're going inside the cockpit with a view from the skies.
Let's turn right now. Maintain close. I'll call the roll out. Tower's no factor under the nose. A little bit harder of a turn to center the Capitol. Descend it back down for 1100 Capitol Center. We're on the money. Burners ready now. Stand by, brake. Ready, ready, brake.
Nice job, Falcon 5-0.
Thanks a lot. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Catch you guys later.
What an amazing view. I could watch that over and over, and I probably have a lot of times. Our American heroes, so precise, flying in unison over the Capitol. A lot of talk still on the president kicking off the fair on the National Mall. 45,000 people attended that opening night. Our Kara Castronova filed this report.
I love President Trump. It's a great kickoff to 250.
Can you say happy birthday to the U.S.?
Happy birthday, USA. I love you so much. Here's to another 250 and more.
Did he do a good job tonight? He was the headliner after Milli Vanilli dropped out.
Who's Milli Vanilli?
I don't know. He's some guy.
The planes. The planes were awesome.
Did you love President Trump's speech? Yes. Yes. It's good, right? It's good. Excuse guys, say happy birthday, America. Happy birthday, America.
It was amazing. It was great.
Have you seen him speak before?
Trump? I have not. Not in person.
So was he good tonight?
He was amazing. He was great.
The whole night was just awesome.
The flyovers.
But even like just I don't know. This was different. This hit different than all the others. It felt like a culmination of so much. Like it just felt like we've arrived. Or I don't know. It felt monumental.
Where are you from?
I'm from here, local too. So I've seen a lot of this. I've been at some rallies, but this one really felt different to me. I've lost my wife, but I'm just like happy to just sit here and take it all in.
What's your message to President Trump on the birthday of the United States?
Just God bless him and thank him so much. Thank you.
And what about saying happy birthday to the United States for our video for Lindell TV?
Happy birthday to the United States. Oh, we love Mike Lindell. I love that guy. Yeah.
Isn't he great? What's your message for Mike Lindell? He's running for governor.
Win. Take it all. I really like him. I can see him as presidential material one day. I really like
One day. Keep our
Yay.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
How incredible this was. Listen, the flyovers, the people that were chosen to make their speeches, and then the President of the United States, the greatest president that ever lived.
Inspiring.
Amen.
What did you think, young man?
It was loud.
It was loud. It was cool. It was a historical moment. Okay, you guys say happy birthday to the United States for our video?
Happy birthday, United States.
What did you ladies think?
I loved it.
You did? Where are you from? You from this area?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Have you seen President Trump before?
No, I have not. I have.
You have? What did you think? How did he do tonight?
I thought he did great.
And the crowd was excited.
They were.
What is your favorite thing about tonight?
My favorite thing was probably the flyover and also seeing the president. That's definitely a once in a lifetime thing.
Those planes are pretty scary, right? With those they look like something out of a
Really loud. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And what's your favorite thing about being American?
I don't know. The freedom to worship Jesus.
A lot of people are saying that tonight. This is great news. Let's all say happy birthday, USA.
Happy birthday, USA.
Have you seen President Trump speak before?
On January 6th.
I saw him on January 6th. The FBI came to my house, and now I'm a White House reporter. Isn't that great news?
Not for you.
No, they did come for me because I was there.
Oh, well, no, we didn't have that issue.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, we were idle when we were here on January 6th. This is a fabulous event.
A lot of people were idle that day, and they got arrested. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
there were a lot. But how surreal is it now on the 250th birthday? President Trump is back.
I hope it's a great fair. We're going to go to it tomorrow. They're talking up the world of it. I don't know. We'll see.
Where are you from?
Massachusetts, Dad.
Where are you from?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Is like the Berkshires or Western? Sorry, it's pretty there. Western Mass, Connecticut. So people are here from all around the country we've met tonight. What's your favorite thing about being American? Maybe you have a different answer from New England than someone from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How about you?
It's all about. Oh, I love the part of the song where it says, where you can dream big, you can make your dreams come true. I really do believe that. Yes. My father taught me that. My father's an educator, and he always said you can do whatever you want. You just have to do your best, and you have to work really hard.
And what's your favorite thing about being an American?
Oh, the afterburners on those jets going by. That was awesome.
I was just so impressed. I was blown away. I was just mesmerized.
What about the planes?
I loved it. I mean, I took videos. It was incredible. Oh yeah, the Trump yarmulke. Yes.
Yarmulke.
Yes. He definitely wants to get it on here. Yeah.
We got them.
Yeah. That's
Ariel's an old friend from New York. He helped me campaign, guys. You got petitions for me. I think you did.
Yes.
Tonight was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, it was so great seeing
What did you love about it?
I love that everyone was just unified, Everyone sitting together, peace, no strife, no problems, just love. And I love what the president said and many of our leaders said. Because of God, we can stand here today. Who protects our country? Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who we have as our personal Lord and Savior when we receive him. He is so good. And we are so blessed to be in this country. America is not horrible like everybody say. It's what we make it. And we can make it when we have Jesus Christ in our heart as our personal Lord and Savior.
Well, thank you so much. And what is your wish for the United States on the 250?
Oh my gosh. My wish is for everybody who don't have Jesus to receive Jesus as their personal Lord and Savior, because he's the way, the truth, and the life. And without him, we're nothing. We cannot get to heaven without him.
And what's your message to President Trump? We just saw the president.
I love my president. I think he's funny. I think he's awesome. I love his dance.
I know he was kind of cute, right?
He is cute. I love our president. He's phenomenal. And we should respect him. We should respect him because he goes out of his way. He goes out of his way to make things happen, to make America great again. And I don't see anyone working as hard as he does. And then he has people working just as hard, delegating leadership so we can move in a better direction. So rather than people complaining, why don't you put your hands in, boots on the ground, and make a difference and make America great again? With God, all things are possible.
Thank you so much. Let's say happy birthday to the U.S.
Happy birthday, USA! Hallelujah!
And what did you think of seeing him tonight coming on the 250th birthday of the U.S.?
Well, first of all, I was just telling my wife, Patty, that I thought the whole event was so well done, very well organized, and the people were fantastic in terms of their enthusiasm and support for our president, and very well behaved. The only thing I missed was a heads up on when the flybys were coming across, so I was unable to catch them on video.
So I can't ask you what you thought of them because you're a former Army or Air Force or?
Yeah. I flew airplanes for 35 years for the United States Air Force, so I'm
Thank you.
biased in that regard when it comes to love of airplanes. And
I'm sure. What's your wish for America on the 250th birthday?
Oh my, that peace.
Love. You're the 10th person that said peace. Love and peace. we don't want to fight anymore. We're tired. We're tired.
Oh, I know. It's always an amazing, great time to come see President Trump.
Where are you from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Here, let's face you towards the camera. You look so extra pretty tonight.
Thank you.
So President Trump came and he spoke. It was magnificent. There were flyovers. What else did you like?
Like I said, it's always a great time just to hear his speech and talk about America being great and all the great things that he's done for the country so far. It's always a great time.
And how was the energy here tonight?
Fire, always. It's always fire. It's always a great time. I've never been to any of President Trump's rallies when it was not a great time. It's always been high energy. You see everyone here from every walks of life, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Jews, Christians. He brings everyone in this whole country and soon the whole world together.
And what is your favorite thing about being an American?
Freedom. My freedom to do whatever I want. It's great.
And how about your wish for America on the 250?
I wish we keep going, and I wish other countries adopt our democracy.
What did you think of President Trump's speech?
I thought it was absolutely incredible, very encouraging for our country, especially at a very important crossroads, the 250th anniversary of the United States' founding, greatest country in the world, but also the national security perspective. It's also going to be 85 years since Pearl Harbor and 25 years since 9/11, so definitely a very important time that we really need to rally behind our country and keep it safe.
Wonderful reaction from all of the people there. Such a good time on the grounds there at the National Mall. There's also the rodeo, and salute to our nation's farmers and ranchers. President Trump hosted them at the White House for a dinner at the Rose Garden.
My name's AJ Richards. I'm from Cody, Wyoming, by way of St. George, Utah.
Hey, I'm Kate Thornton. I'm a fourth-generation apple and pear grower from very north-central Washington.
I'm a dairy farmer from southern Illinois. My family have been ranchers in southern Utah since 6 generations ago.
I just want to thank President Trump for being a transparent president who is willing to listen to the challenges we face in the heartland in rural America.
It's obvious the president in his previous administration has been very in tune to farmers and ranchers, how important they are for the economy of this country, and it has carried over into the second administration.
You know, being a woman in agriculture, a fourth-generation farmer, I can say that women in agriculture wear many hats, and I can't tell you how refreshing it is to be invited to the table.
We have a saying in the West, graze it, log it, or watch it burn. And in my home state of Utah right now, we're losing tens of thousands of acres to wildfires. And it's thanks to the president and fighting back against the NGOs that have captured our public land grazing for their special interests that our ranchers can get back to the land, start producing cattle, and rebuild our domestic herd. So thank you, Mr. President. We're grateful for you.
I want to say a huge thank you to Secretary Rollins and to President Trump for even including the next generation. The progress that has been made has truly impacted young farmers and really gives me a lot of hope.
We're so grateful to President Trump and Secretary Rollins for the Product of USA labeling, rolling back the death tax, the ability to right to repair, to work on our own equipment.
And I would like to personally thank President Trump. It's very obvious that he understands how important that farmers and ranchers are for the economy of this country and for the national security of this country.
I think he's the first president in my lifetime that just constantly talks about farmers and cares what's happening on our farm, truly cares what's happening on our farms.
We are very happy and excited to be at the Rose Garden having dinner tonight with President Trump and this administration. And we can't thank him enough and this administration for all they're doing for agriculture, especially cutting a lot of the red tape that we're not fans of. And what was the thing you liked?
And cutting the taxes.
Tax release.
Tax relief for farmers, yes.
For farmers like our family.
To be here today is very special. I served in the military, deployed to Iraq. It's very special. Celebrate America's 250th year, to have the opportunity to be here with the great farmers and ranchers of our nation. I'm very humbled and I feel very blessed. So thanks for having me.
I don't want to it's beyond cool to be here. I've never been at a dinner like this at the Rose Garden. So I am really, truly blessed and humbled to have the opportunity to be here.
And then after that, the president then spoke at the Faith and Freedom Coalition about our nation's founding. Watch.
Since 1776, America's story has been a tale of freedom, overcoming oppression, good defeating evil, and faith overcoming every challenge and every foe. We had everybody was winning, and we're going to continue stronger, maybe stronger. One generation, think of it, just one generation after our war of independence, the British tried, and they really tried hard to conquer America in the War of 1812. That didn't work out too well. But they failed, and the cause of freedom won, and it continues to win. The War of Survival ultimately gave America our national anthem and our Star-Spangled Banner. Many Americans know the story of Francis Scott Key writing the words of the anthem and watched the flag under attack, and he wrote those beautiful words. But what few realize is that the very same poem also inspired our national motto. The fourth verse of the song ends in these words, "And this be our motto, in God we trust." In God we trust. And as you know, the Democrats want to end that. They don't want the words, "In God we trust." They want to have that stricken. They go to court. They take us to court. We're never changing that. We'll fight for that. We're not changing that. In God we trust. Better believe it.
And this weekend, America will have a party like it's never seen before. President Trump is making sure of it. Hosting this, the 4th of July air show over Washington, D.C., our great capital, will be the biggest by far in the history of the United States of America. Hundreds of planes of different types, sizes, and speeds will be on display. He says he will be speaking at 9 p.m., preceding the fireworks, which he says will be 10 times larger than any fireworks in our nation's history. So he says if you like airplanes and fireworks and President Trump, be there. Well, I love all three and can't be there in person, but I will definitely be watching. And if you can't be there in person, that's okay. Lucky for you, you can plan accordingly, though, because even DCA, Ronald Reagan Airport, will be closing for part of the weekend due to the crowd expected. So if you're traveling to DC for the big 4th of July celebrations, plan in advance. There's going to be a lot of people. More to come here on My Mornings, including a look at how the markets are opening the week on Wall Street. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Vocal, the free speech social app that gives you a platform to amplify your voice. Speak freely, connect boldly, and be part of a growing movement for truth, faith, and freedom. Want to know what's happening right now? The Now Playing feature shows you exactly who's live and what's streaming in real time. Check out the show's feed, a non-stop lineup including LINDELLTV News 24/7, shows and on-demand programming all in one place. Connect with your favorite host and never miss a show. Explore the featured page for quick access to LINDELLTV's top shows. Follow your favorites and watch their newest content flow right into your feed. And when they go live on Vocal, you can join the live chat and be part of the action. Ask questions, share your thoughts, even help shape future shows. Stay informed on issues around securing our elections by following your state's Cause of America account. Join a group and connect on a deeper level, from faith and freedom to the future of our nation. Go to vocal.com or download the app today and be a part of the mission to save our country. When you read one news source, you get one side. When you read two sources, you get an argument. Read 40 sources, and you get the truth. LindellReport.com, the only place you ever need to visit for your news. From LindellTV, over 40 trusted outlets in one place. No editorial gatekeepers, no hidden bias. Just the day's news. Balanced, unfiltered, ready when you are. Whether you lean left, right, or straight down the middle, this is where you start your day. One click, one feed, one truth. The decision is yours. LindellReport.com. The news you need, the balance you deserve.
Let's see how the markets are opening today. A live look from MarketWatch.com. The Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ all up at this hour. Good news there. Investors continue to watch the U.S. and Iran. Oil prices are moving higher again. Crude around $70 a barrel. This is also a holiday-shortened trading week with markets closed on Friday for Independence Day. So investors will be focused on Thursday's June jobs report, which could influence expectations for interest rates. In your news to go, a quick look at President Trump's schedule today. At 8 o'clock this morning, the president held an executive meeting. At 10:30, he will hold the first of 5 policy meetings for the day. Now, that's a lot of policy meetings in one day, more than usual, so that really caught our eye. The long list of policy meetings today you can see there. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, President Trump will be signing executive orders. Now, again, like we mentioned in the top of the show, we are following the Supreme Court, which is back in session this morning. I want to read just now from SCOTUS Wire. This just came in seconds ago. The Supreme Court has declined to hear President Trump's appeal of the $5 million E. Jean Carroll verdict. That leaves intact the lower court rulings that allow jurors to hear evidence of other alleged sexual misconduct under the federal rules of evidence. So that ruling just came down. And also we're looking at another one. This one's huge too. It's actually pretty disgusting. The Supreme Court will decide today whether parents have standing to challenge Washington laws that allow runaway minors seeking gender transition to receive state assistance without parental notice or consent. So what does this mean? It means your child says they don't want to be what they were born as. So if they were born a boy and they want to become a girl, the parents say, no, you can't transition. They run away. And now what the Supreme Court is deciding today is if states have the right to let them transition as a minor. So this is a big one in the case of the Supreme Court today. So a lot going on in the Supreme Court. We're watching this as it unfolds live. Be sure you're following us on LindellTV.com, also on the Lindell TV app and all of our social media pages. We will make sure we get any and all updates from the Supreme Court to you. But again, today so far, what they've ruled on is the E. Jean Carroll case. So we'll continue to monitor that as well and provide you all of the details. All right, now to our Bible verse of the day, coming from the book of John. The Bible says this: so Jesus was saying to those Jews who had believed him, if you continue in my word, then you are truly disciples of mine, and you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And that'll do it for us here this morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you all same time, same place tomorrow. And we leave you today with more sights from the Great American State Fair. Have a great day.
What'd you think of the booth?
Oh, it was fantastic. Very technologically advanced. Got a lot of bang for the small room you had there. It was fantastic.
Love the QR codes and exploring the canyon and the trees and the stars. Really nice.
You got to experience it.
Was it good?
It was great.
Yes, it's very good. Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Good job.
Oh,
Very nice. Great.
Did you like it? Yeah. Oh, wonderful. I'm so happy you guys. It was very cool. Did you love it? Yes, we did. Okay, go.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I'm so glad you loved it. Come visit us.
I
in
will come and
Arizona.
visit.
Okay.
Amazing. Best exhibits yet.
You liked it. I knew you'd love it.
Best one so far.
Very good.
Awesome. You enjoy it? Yeah, it was awesome. Oh, I love it. It was worth it. It's worth the wait. Oh,
it was great.
That's
a great exhibit.
It was really nice. Yeah, it was beautiful.
I liked it.
Kind of impressive.
Yeah, you know, you're expecting more of like the Scottsdale and all that stuff, but it showed the real good places about Arizona.
I'm so glad you said that. What'd you think?
I love it.
Oh, I love you.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% US-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
America's founders warned that without knowledge and virtue, no nation can remain free. Yet through the steady infiltration of Marxist ideology, we have been stripped of both, and we are no longer a moral and educated people. To save America, we must spark nothing less than a national renaissance. That's why you need Freedom Talk Magazine, the journal of truth and virtue. We cultivate enlightened thinking and principled living, offering unique insights into the issues and remarkable people defining our world. Sign up today for your free subscription to Freedom Talk Magazine and join the new American Renaissance.
Mike Lindell here. The radical left and the deep state aren't just coming for our freedoms, they're coming after our money too. For years, they've been destroying our economy from the inside out with reckless spending, open borders, woke policies that crush our businesses. And now they've left us with an inflation disaster that's wiping out the savings of our hardworking families. They don't want us to be independent. They want us to be dependent on the government. Well, that's not going to happen on my watch. That's why I partner with American Independence Gold. It's a veteran-owned company that's helping patriotic Americans fight back by protecting our savings with real physical gold and silver. And right now, they're giving away up to $15,000 in free silver and a free gold IRA kit. A portion of all the profits go to 9/11 first responders and veterans at the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. The deep state can't touch your gold, so visit MikeLindellGold.com or call 844-714-4653 right now. That's MikeLindellGold.com. Take back control. You know, most people think water's just about filtration, but in reality, it's about balance. What gets removed, what gets left behind, and how the water actually behaves once you drink it. Well, many traditional systems focus on one thing, removal. Reverse osmosis, for example, strips water down completely. It may sound ideal, but it removes minerals that our bodies need. The Century Wellness System was designed with a different philosophy. It removes common contaminants like chlorine, fluoride, and PFAS, while restoring key minerals like magnesium and improving alkalinity. It also does all this without tanks and without wastewater, and without requiring a complicated installation. It installs in about 15 minutes under your sink, so instead of overcorrecting, it brings your water back into balance. Please visit CenturyH2O.com and use promo code Lindell for 10% off your next purchase. Well, hello everyone. Well, I'm turning 65, and let me tell you, Medicare has me confused. All the junk mail and the robocalls and everything else, it honestly feels like they rigged the system just to confuse us. Well, that's why I partnered and working with Chapter. They're independent, and they don't work for big insurance. They work for us. In fact, they're the only advisor that compares every single plan nationwide to find what actually fits your needs. If you're on the right plan, they tell you. If you're not, they're going to help you switch. And it's completely free. Just last year, seniors saved about $1,100 by finding a better plan with Chapter. So call Chapter at 234-LINDELL or go to askchapter.org/Lindell.
Welcome to Vocal, the free speech social app that gives you a platform to amplify your voice, speak freely, connect boldly, and be part of a growing movement for truth, faith, and freedom. Want to know what's happening right now? The Now Playing feature shows you exactly who's live and what's streaming in real time. Check out the show's feed, a non-stop lineup including LINDELLTV News 24/7, shows and on-demand programming all in one place. Connect with your favorite host and never miss a show. Explore the featured page for quick access to LINDELLTV's top shows. Follow your favorites and watch their newest content flow right into your feed. And when they go live on Vocal, you can join the live chat and be part of the action. Ask questions, share your thoughts, even help shape future shows. Stay informed on issues around securing our elections by following your state's Cause of America account. Join a group and connect on a deeper level, from faith and freedom to the future of our nation. Go to vocal.com or download the app today and be a part of the mission to save our country.